Hey guys, welcome back to Semojo Homestead. I am getting ready to start tackling our very much overgrown orchard. Uh, this thing has gotten out of control. So part of what happened, trying to find my hedge trimmers here. Part of what happened is, say hello to the piggies. Hey piggy, 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 piggy. Hey piggy, 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 piggy. They are actually hopefully going in 2 weeks. So only 2 more weeks with them. That's it. But anyway, back to what I was saying. We had a lot of weeks at the beginning or first half of the summer where we were kind of in the throes of baseball because Joe made All-Stars and then made it very far into the state tournament. And that took a lot of weekends. It took a lot of the free time that we would have to just stay on top of stuff around here. And because of that, things really started to get ahead of us. And once things get ahead of us in the summertime in South Carolina, it is really hard to get it back under control just because stuff grows so fast, so well. And so you got to stay on top of things to keep them from taking over. We did not do that, so things took over. Mainly our blackberries, but also just some of the weeds and stuff like that. The other thing is we are thinking that we want to revamp our orchard space. So these are all the blackberries behind me that are supposed to be like about 8 feet the other direction. And they have just encroached in on this side. But we are thinking about revamping how we're doing the orchard, what we want to do out here. And part of that process is going to be just taking out all of the stuff that we feel has just become very overgrown and getting a clean slate. Now, we are leaving all the trees, of course. Those are like our anchor pieces in the orchard, which, whoa, just found an apple tree. That one back there, you guys see that? Really needs to be staked. It is leaning back big time. That's our best apple tree too. Wine sap. If you haven't had a wine sap apple, you gotta try one. But as I was saying, getting rid of everything, kind of get a clean slate so that we can begin to kind of wrap our heads around what we want this space to look like, what we thought we wanted it to look like. We are going away from that. Part of it is because I don't feel like it's quite creative enough to express who we are and just what we like to do out here. The other part of it is it's just kind of proven to be a lot to keep up with, to maintain, to keep under control. I mean, as you can see, like one summer of not being able to keep on it every single week, and it's like this. But first step, that's what I'm working on today, is getting a lot of this stuff cut down and just knocked down so that we can then begin to open it up visually to see what we want to do. That made a big difference. This out. I can actually see the road, for better or worse. I did kind of like how it closed it off, but it'll be nice to have the view back just to kind of keep an eye on things. Not that we have suspicious people, but just the deer and stuff like that. The deer had pretty good cover to start to encroach in on our yard. I don't know if they were or not, but I don't want them to. I want our dogs to see them, and I want our dogs to chase them away because I don't want them to start feeling comfortable over here. But speaking of people and the road and being able to see, I know our neighbors are going to be thrilled to see this. Not that we're doing this for our neighbors at all, but in the past, they have made it very well known they don't really appreciate what we're doing out here. But that's okay, because they don't really get to dictate what we do on our property. So they'll be happy to see this all cleared out. I do still need to get this area back here. I'm actually coming over here to check this pomegranate that we have growing. We are just cutting it down and then leaving it where it's at, just to help with the soil and everything. Now this area, this orchard, ooh, nice. Y'all see that? Oh, we got bug damage. But I think hopefully it will still be okay, because this is the only one we got this year. But yeah, it's getting there. It's looking good. But yeah, we want to leave it because just for soil building. We have put, this orchard has now had 2 very thick layers of wood chips on it. The second layer got put down this year, and so that has made a world of difference. Have really been able to tell a difference in the soil and everything else. Might actually be part of the reason why that apple tree is starting to tip over, because the soil has gotten much, much looser in this area. This is actually probably, other than the garden, a more compacted area on our property. The garden was compacted because of construction, and that's where all the construction vehicles stopped. Oh, speaking of our neighbors, here they come. But the orchard was just more of the soil type. It's slightly different soil in our orchard than the rest of our property. Our property has really good soil. It does not really get compacted very much. It's kind of a sandy, loamy soil, so not sandy, but also not real clay like a lot of areas around here are. We had actually, the last farmers market, had a couple that flew over from California to come check out the market. And they are followers of Roots and Refuge, but then they found us through Roots and Refuge, and they were just saying, you know, they had been following us. And also, that was really cool. But one thing they were asking about, because they were looking at moving to South Carolina, is where's the fall line? Now, in South Carolina, the fall line is what determines what type of soil you have. Like 100, sorry about that, 100%. It is either going to be really, really sandy, like almost beach sand, or clay. Now, right in between there, if you get a sweet spot, there's a vein almost of like a sandy, loam rich soil. We're in that sweet spot. That was not intentional. That was purely by luck or the Lord watching out for us. That's what I believe. So I was confirming with them that, you know, they have the right idea. They want to stay above that fall line, but got to be careful being above the fall line, because you could also have really heavy red clay. I'm coming over here. We didn't mention this in the weekend video, but check out my present. My lovely parents got me a chair to match Cass's chair in the garden. So now she's not currently here, but Cass and I can come out here and sit together and enjoy coffee or a nice cold drink at the end of the day, or just come out here and hang out. So this is really, really nice out here in the garden. The sun is a little bit bright, but we're gonna ignore that. So the dirt in the orchard wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best. Definitely a little bit more of that clay that tends to get compacted. So the 2 layers of wood chips has definitely helped with that, but loosened it up. And I think my theory is that's part of the reason why that apple tree is starting to lean, just because of, 1, the dirt's looser, and 2, all the good dirt's at the very top. So it's probably running fairly shallow roots. So what are we planning on doing with the orchard? Well, Cass and I have been thinking about that. This is not the video that we're gonna share any of that with you guys, but I would love to hear your thoughts and ideas, because we're not 100% sold on anything. So if it was you, if it was your yard and you were gonna just do something totally new in that area, and knowing that the fruit trees were gonna stay, so the fruit trees are gridded about 25 feet apart. So that area is roughly like 75 to 100 feet long and about 50, 55 feet wide. I would love to hear your thoughts because collaboration often brings about the best ideas. So we've thrown around a bunch of different things to do with that area. So again, I invite you, put them in the comments. We might end up saying, hey, that's a great idea, and going with that. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm gonna get back to work, try to knock out that other section. I hope you guys have a great week and be blessed.